How you doing out there, TV world? This is Mojo's Bass and Bourbon 88 here, doing a quick review. Tonight we got one that I've been waiting a long time to try, and one of my favorite companies. I want to get into the discussion of whether the new stuff is not as good as the old batches. It's MGP, it's Barton, it's more Barton, less MGP, blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm going to spare you of all that nonsense, but I want to take the time to shout out Nancy the Nose Fraley. This batch 77 is actually one of the most special batches that she put out, in her own words. This and the 92, because 1892 was anniversary, or excuse me, was the inauguration of Joseph Magnus originally, and 92 was her tribute, to the year which Magnus was created. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into the nosing and tasting of this whiskey. Now I will spoil a little bit. I did have a bit of this before and gave a couple notes that I had, but I'm gonna go fresh. I didn't reference those notes at all. And we're going to see what I could pull out of here. Cheers and chin down. So the first thing that I get right now is a candy apple, which I can't really remember if I did get that note before, but very prominent. Almost like a bright red candy apple. Some caramel on it. You get a little bit of plum, maybe some stone fruit, a little cinnamon on the back. A hint of tobacco. Maybe some cardamom, even clove in there. A little bit of an earthy note there. Almost like a wood tannin. Less of a char, more of like a earthy note. Probably more influence from the Armagnac, I'm supposing. A lot of stone fruits on this one, though. I'm going to have to go back and check her tasting notes, the official ones after. It's always a storybook description with Nancy, but get a little wintergreen there, which is a weird note, but not in a foul way, not overly effervescent or not on the lines of pine, but almost the beginnings of like a pining. Alright, we're going to go in for a sip. First sip. Spectacular. Okay, so that candy apple carries over, but it almost turns more into like the classic burnt orange over like key lime pie that I get out of some Magnuses. Good plums, tobacco, leather, everything you'd expect from one of these older Magnuses. Classic flavor chameleon. Yeah, again, a lot of plums. Almost on the lines of raisin, but a little bit more bright. Not quite grape. Get a great baking spice on the back. Heavy, long finish. More influence from the Armagnac. Maybe even a little bit of touch of the cognac and the spice there. Yeah, but this is 126.32 proof, and it doesn't have any ethanol on it. Now, I will say that, in a way, it has a heat to it, but it's all transferred into the character when you drink the whiskey. There's no real Kentucky hug or no foul ethanol or any grainy note whatsoever. It's a fully matured whiskey. Beautiful whiskey. If I was to rate that, it would be in the high 8s, maybe like a 8.8 out of 10, which for me, that's pretty high praise. To get into the 9, it's gonna, you're talking George T. Stagg's, Maybe Magnus Batch 50 I put a little bit above this. Your Coy Hills, your King of Kentuckys, those are going to be 9s and up, but I'm glad I finally got to try this and review it. Really experience for what it is. You get a little bit of confectionery sugar on the finish too, after the spice secedes. And I'm going to take my last sips here, and we'll call that a review, folks. Magnus Batch 77 Cigar Blend, the Freebird. Yeah, pretty freaking good. And yeah, if you guys didn't know, the Freebird was in reference and a tribute to Leonard Skinner, and that's Nancy Fraley's favorite band, which is why she made this batch a little bit more maybe not that it's more special, but she put more was more attentive to it. Cheers and chin down once again, y'all.